The Nebraska National Archery in the Schools program state tournament is the largest archery event in the state. It also serves as the annual culminating event for the hundreds of schools and thousands of students that take place in the in-school NASP curriculum each year. Thank you for lending your time for this year's tournament. This short video is designed to help you get familiar with the role of a range scoring official. NASP uses a very specific format using 3 distinct blue lines and 4 whistle commands. The first line is the wait line. Archers begin behind this line until 2 whistles are given. Archers then get bows and proceed to the second blue line, the shoot line. Archers straddle the shoot line and rest bows on toes until 1 whistle is given. This is the command to nock arrows and begin to shoot. Once all arrows are shot, the archer returns the bow to the rack and moves behind the wait line. When all archers are off the shoot line and standing behind the wait line, 3 whistles are given to retrieve your arrows, and archers proceed to the scoring or target line. Arrows are then scored and/or pulled. When pulling arrows, only one archer is at the target at a time, and the other archer sharing the same target waits behind the target line. They may switch places when one archer is done pulling their arrows. Arrows are then carried back to the shoot line and placed in quivers by grasping the points in one hand and the arrow shaft in the other hand. Scoring an arrow is as easy as counting from 1 to 10. Counting from the first white ring inwards to the center yellow ring, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The highest score for any arrow is a 10, even if the bullseye has additional markings. Any arrow touching a line between 2 rings receives the higher of the 2 numbers as a score. Arrows outside of the scoring rings or not hitting the target are scored 0. Official tournament scorecards will be on clipboards, which remain by the target in the designated location. Once each archer places their scorecard on the clipboard, it remains there until the end of their shooting flight, when it is then handed into the scoring range official. Only archers and range scoring officials are allowed downrange of the shoot line at the state tournament. It is important to remember that arrows must be scored before being moved by archers or range scoring officials. Archers using the same target will score for each other. The only exceptions are if archers are from the same school or there is only one archer shooting a target. In those cases, a scoring range official will need to help record arrows on the scorecard for these exceptions.
An archer calls the arrow score for the other archer and records them.
Each archer must review what was recorded on their scorecard. If recorded correctly, the archer then checks the box on the right side of the scorecard in agreement. Archers at the state tournament are allowed to use pencils without erasers. Only range scoring officials will have erasers. Arrows are pulled when all scores are recorded and both boxes have been checked, 1 archer at a time. NASP archers are trained to call for assistance from a range scoring official if there is any question about an arrow score or another issue arises. If the question is regarding the score of an arrow, use your best judgment to make the decision without touching the arrow or moving the target. Be fair and consistent. Remember, we are here for the young archers. For larger issues, contact one of the identified range masters. Some arrows that hit the target may not stick to it. These are called bounce outs. Archers are allowed to reshoot them for score. Archers are instructed to stay on the shoot line until a replacement arrow is secured for the reshoot of that arrow. Dropped arrows occur during the nocking or drawing process. Archers are instructed to leave these arrows lay if they are past the shoot line. They are allowed to reshoot them for score following the same procedure as bounce outs. Arrows that are shot but do not reach the target are scored 0. More will be shared at the tournament orientation taking place the morning of the event. We ask all staff and range personnel to be present. Thank you again for adding to the success of this program and supporting archery in Nebraska.